what's the point of having body cameras if your officers aren't going to turn them on?
Need to turn it on at that point.
But what does that exactly mean, sir? If you didn't follow the policy, would you take action on that? Transparency, chief.
Absolutely, and we're very transparent.
Obviously not if you're not turning on body cameras. I'm an independent journalist working on a story.
I just ended that.
I just ended that.
The lobby, or I
Damn.
can call the postal police and have them come out and explain it to you as well. You're not going to tell me what I'm supposed to do, or what I'm supposed to have, or what my job is.
I am telling you that.
Post office, and I'm asking
But you're not running it effectively, sir.
I'm asking you to leave.
I would invite you to call them so they can educate you.
I have a customer in my lobby that's recording, video recording.
Okay, that's not against the law.
Okay, we got another video for you guys from the Long Island audit guy, Sean Paul Reyes. Okay, watched this video before this one, and he was reviewing some body camera, but I didn't record it or react to it because I want to watch Sean Paul Reyes, do his thing on camera. So this one, we're gonna watch that again. We're back at it. I just saw something so contradicting on here that's so funny that I do want to talk about, but. Let's watch the video, and thank you, Sean Paul Reyes, for the video, and we'll let you do your thing, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another installment of Throwback Thursday. Today's audit takes place at the United States Post Office in Bel Air, Maryland, where responding officers didn't bother to turn on their body cameras. Stick around until the end to find out if the police chief actually did his job. Let's get into it.
What you need, sir? You can't. You're not supposed to videotape it.
Why can't I videotape in here?
There's no photography.
There's-
You used to have signs there.
You used to have a sign that says no
I
photography.
used to have a sign.
Why would...
Okay, first of all, she said, I used to have a sign that says no photography. Why do you think there's no sign there anymore? Like, maybe they realized they were allowed to record, so they took it down? Like, what does she really think that the sign... Does she think the sign just fell? Or that somebody just removed it for no reason?
Why wouldn't there be any photography
I
here?
don't want you to take anything in the post office. What's your purpose?
According
What's your
to who?
purpose?
Sir, what's on the door? Is it something you need?
Not right now, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Happy with something?
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Who are you?
I'm the postmaster here.
You're the postmaster here?
Say, who are you?
Okay. No, just the clerks were saying that there's no photography allowed in the post office.
That is correct.
That's correct?
That is correct.
Why
What are you recording for? Are you a news agency? Or
why would there be no photography allowed in a public building, sir?
This is not a public building. This is a federal building. This is
Federal.
property.
Federal, public, it's all the same thing.
No, it's not. But there's no recording in the building.
Yes, there is, sir.
That's hilarious. There's no recording in the building. 1 second pause. Yes, there is.
You're mistaken. And now I can see why your clerks are mistaken. Can I get your name, sir?
Makes sense.
Rob, and you're the postmaster here?
Yep.
There's 100% recording inside of lobbies, foyers, and
Is this
in the
something
post office.
You just go record stuff? Is there a reason you're recording?
Oh yeah, no, there's a reason. I'm an
It's so funny because they always ask, is there a reason why you're recording just after they got done telling them that there's no recording? So, like, if they told you the reason why they're recording, is there a reason that he could give you that you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, you can record. So what's the point of asking what's his reason for recording?
independent journalist. I'm just gathering content for a story that I'm working on.
Okay, what story are you working on?
Okay, what story
I'm
you're
post
working on?
office here in Bel Air.
About what though? What's
Oh, I don't want to divulge the specifics until the story is actually published. But no, I'm working on a story on this post office here in Bel Air, Maryland.
like what? Not specifics, but what's your story about?
The post office.
The post office in general. In general.
Like about what though? Like just operations or what?
Yeah, everything. Operations.
So there is filming when it comes to that, but you would have to contact to get permission to do that. There's a
He was about to lie and say, you need to contact them to get permission to do that. That was funny. He caught that one.
we have a special person that handles that. And if you're a journalist, something along those lines, yes, then that is something that could be done.
Yeah.
But the reason that there's no filming inside of this lobby, right now there's no customers in here, but when a customer comes in, you could be filming their credit card information. You could be filming whatever.
That's so funny. This is the first time ever hearing that they have a specific person to handle them recording.
whatever they're doing. So that's why it's not allowed.
I mean, I could technically see their credit card information. What would be the difference?
Well, you're not supposed to see it either. You're supposed to stand back away from it, but you could record their credit card. That's why there's no recording in the post office.
Yeah, no, that's not true. And I think the problem that we're having here is that, you know, you don't even have the rules and regulations posted as is required by the United States Postal Service. Are you familiar with Poster 7, the rules and regulations governing conduct?
Should be on that wall right there or right outside.
No, you don't have it posted. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations governing conduct
He don't have it posted, and he don't have it read or memorized.
on postal property?
Sure am.
Or
Also known
know
as
it.
Poster 7? Okay, so that's federal law. It should be posted. It is required to be posted in the lobby of every single post office in the United States. I've looked around here.
It's not outside.
No. I've looked around here and it's not posted. And maybe that's
He's like-
the disconnect that we're having is because that's explicitly states. No, I thought that was it. I thought that was it. No, that explicitly states all the rules and regulations governing conduct. And then for photography, it says, for news purposes, it is allowed in the lobbies, foyers, and hallways.
You have your credentials as a journalist.
No. It doesn't say you have to show credentials because we all have
doesn't say you have
press.
to
It's-
show.
We're covered under the First Amendment of the Constitution, freedom of press. So again, and I guess that's where the clerks are having a problem, and as well as yourself. And I think it would be a good learning lesson to, first of all, get it posted so that way, because it is required to have it posted in the lobby area, either in here or out there. It's, at least I couldn't find it anywhere.
Right.
And this is probably the only post office that I've ever been to where it wasn't posted. So
It should be posted.
yeah.
Should be posted.
And then it specifically has the rules and regulations. It's actually a federal law. It's more than just like a poster. It's actually a federal law.
Okay.
And it
This guy is like super confused because he's like, damn, I think I'm fucking up right now. And I don't want to look dumb. I'm going to continue to argue, but I don't want to say anything that's going to make me look even dumber. So he's thinking really good right now. He's catching the drift. He's like, oh yeah.
explains, you know, what exactly conduct is permissible. And that's something that your clerks as well as yourself should be familiar with, and then post it as required. So that way the public can, you know, refer to that and say, just in case somebody says, hey, there's no filming for news purposes.
News
You can.
purposes, there is, correct, yeah. For news
But
purposes.
it states that. So, you know, it'd be easier for me to show you if it was posted as it's required to be posted. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, where are you you said you're an independent journalist.
Independent journalist, that's correct, sir.
So, but where's something that shows me that?
Credentials are only given by the company. If he's independent, he has his own company, he would decide whether he gave himself credentials or not. You don't need credentials.
Oh, I don't. There is nothing that would show you that. I mean, I could go make a card or something that could say that I'm a journalist, but I mean, anybody can do that.
What are you what is your point of recording up here? I guess is like, I know you're doing a story or whatever you call it, but what is the story about? What are you?
Well, the story is about the post office in general, and now specifically, the story is about how this post office is not in compliance with posting the federal rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property.
Are you from
How
the
your
federal government? Or are you from the post office?
let me finish. And how the postal clerks here are not properly trained on the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property. And
He's like, that was offensive to me.
like I said, it's required. I've been in many post offices, and I've yet to find a post office where they do not have it posted.
Okay. So at this time, if you're not going to purchase anything or buy anything, I'm going to ask you to leave the lobby.
For what? Why would you ask me to leave?
It's like they're playing a game of chess, right? And it's like the postmaster. It's like your turn. He's like, okay, my turn. If you're not buying anything, I'm gonna ask for you to leave. And then now Sean Paul Ray's turn. So let's see what he says.
The lobby.
Business being in here.
Yes, I do. I just told you I'm an independent journalist working on a story.
I just ended that.
I just ended that.
Lobby. Or I can
Damn.
call
This is the first post office that was like, I just ended that.
Postal police and have them come out and explain it to you as well.
Postal police.
I would invite you to call the postal police, the postal inspectors, because I think they'll explain to you
No, they'll
exactly.
ask you to leave.
I think they'll explain to you.
You're not conducting any business here.
I am conducting business here. I just told you I'm an independent
Are you buying
journalist, sir.
stamps? Are you buying postage? Are you doing any of that?
That's irrelevant. The point is that I'm an independent journalist gathering content. And Postmaster Rob, if you had the rules and regulations posted and you were familiar with them like you were supposed to,
You're not going to tell me what I'm supposed to do or what I'm supposed to have or what my job is.
I am telling you that.
Post office, and I'm
Bing, bing, bing. He's getting irritated, defensive, and yeah, pretty much irritated. He's like, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. When somebody says you're not going to tell me, like, you know they're irritated, bro. Their rational thinking is going lower and lower.
But you're not running it effectively, sir.
asking you to leave.
I understand what you're asking
Now
me.
you're trespassing.
I'm not trying. I would invite you to call the postal inspectors. No, it's not. No, it's not. I would invite you to call them so they can educate you.
Stellar 911, what's the location of your emergency?
202 Blum Court.
Okay, thank you. What is the address on Blum Court?
202.
What's going on?
I have a customer in my lobby that's recording, videotaping things.
I can barely hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. Am I on speakerphone?
No, I'm just in a bad spot.
Okay.
I have a customer in my lobby that's recording, video recording.
Okay, that's not against the law.
Well, in the federal building, it's not permissible.
Bro, he literally, like, this is the most simplest fucking proven wrong video or phone call I've ever heard. He calls and says, I have a customer recording in my postal office. Period. She says, that is not against the law. Period. And he's like, well, it's not permissible. And then he even hesitates. He's like, am I really fucking saying this right now? He's like, whatever. It's not permissible inside the federal building. I can't. If he goes any longer in this fucking call, I'm gonna be like, what a fucking dumbass, bro. Like, how did he even get the job of a postal master if he doesn't even fucking know that? The First Amendment protective activities in his fucking building, bro. It's funny. But it kind of makes me feel bad too, because I've got some jobs too where I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So, so I don't, I'm not dogging on them. Everybody got to do what they got to do.
Okay, and why is he videotaping?
He says he's an independent journalist, videoing a story on the Postal Service.
Okay, your name?
Your name?
It's Rob
Dumbass.
Rob, what's your last name?
No, I'm just kidding.
Robinson.
Your callback number?
443-845-8229.
8229.
Yeah,
What's he
so
wearing?
Preston to leave. He's wearing all black. He's all wearing all black.
Hoodie.
Okay. And he's
Assault
still in the
rifle.
lobby?
It's fine.
Yes, he's still out there. He asked me to call the police.
10-4.
He did not ask.
Statement.
Lie. He did not ask you to call the police. He invited you to call the police if you wanted to. So there's a little bullshit lie.
Oh, he asked me to call the police so I could be learned what the rules are.
Okay. All right, I got the...
This is so funny, bro. Like, he asked me to call the police so I could be learned what the rules are. That's like tonguing up somebody and being like, he asked me to whoop his ass. Or, I don't know. So funny.
All my guys on a disturbance, and I'll get somebody over there after that.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Nice. Bye.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Sorry, I got a better one. He asked me if I wanted my ass beat. I said yeah. And I did it.
Did you speak to the postal inspector, sir?
Yeah, they're on their way.
Okay.
So,
Are you looking at poster 7?
Okay, he just been learned his that is not against the law by the police, right? Not the postal inspector, but the police. And he's still fishing for shit to fucking try to support his idea or his belief. It's called confirmation bias, right? When you only look for things that support your belief.
Okay.
Photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings, except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel or other authorized personnel or a federal court order. Other photographs may be taken only with the permission of the local postmaster or installation head.
Correct.
That's me.
Yeah. Other.
It says nothing about recording. So
Other photographs. Other.
yeah, and it says nothing about recording. So that,
Well, sir. To be fair, just to be fair, a video is nothing but a series of photographs.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Those rules are so vague and confusing. But if you can't define that it's illegal, I mean, if you can't define that it's illegal, you can't define that it's legal. So pretty much it can be both. So shit, I don't even know if that makes sense. See, I'm confused about it.
It's being taken. You know,
it's a video.
yeah, exactly. So it's that's why it's 60 frames per second. So that's 60 photographs per second. That's all a video is photographs in
I feel
succession.
like you're just looking for something to do.
Well, I'm not looking for anything to do. I am doing something.
I am doing something.
But you must be identified as a news outlet.
It doesn't say that on there. You need to be identified as a news outlet. He's just stretching. It's called fishing. He's just fishing for shit.
And I'm identifying myself to you as an independent journalist.
That is not a news outlet.
That's not a news outlet.
News. I'm an independent journalist. It says for news purposes.
Fuck.
I'm telling you that
Just wait until they get here, and then they'll explain it to you a little better. Because obviously you don't.
He's like, they'll explain it to you a little better because I don't know how to explain it because I don't even get it. That's fucking funny, bro.
Understand.
Sir, you're the one that's not understanding, and you
I
to
just
be
read it to you. Poster 7.
to
that you
be
asked for.
to be fair, you only got upset when I'm explaining to you what poster 7 said, and then when I'm telling you that it's
I'm upset that you're recording in my building when it's not permitted to do so.
no, it is permitted to do so. You just read it.
Yeah, I did.
And then
it said no.
the only-
it's up to me.
Other photographs.
Confirmation bias, right? Like, I read it. I saw this one piece that said it was up to me, so up to me. That's so funny. Like, people have to look at the whole body of information and, come up with a solution, right? And then run it against everything that was said in the article or in the rules, everything, and see if it still holds up. You can't just come up with a confirmation, with a solution, run it by one thing that you kind of liked and say, yep, 100% correct. How the fuck do people not know that you have to not compare it, but like run it against everything to see if it's correct? Jesus, some people are like, so I don't think he's dumb. I don't think he's the smartest guy, but I think that his when you're mad is clouding his judgment for sure.
Are up to you.
That's photographs. What's other?
Other photographs. Why
What's
would it
other?
say other photographs?
Other photographs.
Why? I don't know. Whatever. You just wait for him. Wait for them to come and they'll explain it to you a little better.
Okay. Hopefully they'll explain it to you, sir.
They both keep trying to get the last word. They're like, just wait for them. They'll explain it to you a little better. Let's see what they say, you guys. Oh, come on, video. This guy's
Definitely
mad.
In the first post office that I've been to that doesn't have it posted. So
So I was here 3 years ago. I'm the acting person who's here. I was here 3 years ago.
okay.
We had them all on this wall.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he took
seriously,
him down?
I'm telling you, the first post office that hasn't had it posted.
They're not posted. I'm like,
Yeah. No, yeah, because it's a federal law. It kind of looks like this one. It's about this. It's about this size right here.
yeah. There's about 6 of them that we have posted.
Yeah.
You know, one about guns and conduct.
Yep.
Poster 157. It's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's happening to my internet?
Yeah.
But they'll be put back up. I can tell you that.
Well, that's good.
I'm gonna take care of it now.
Great.
Well, now because we don't.
Okay. Yeah, you should order them. Looks like the Bel Air police have arrived. Now, I was told by the records clerk that there was no body camera footage of the incident.
You can speak with her, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Hi, yeah. Who are you, sir?
I'm the chief.
Oh, the chief?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was told that there was no... Can I get your name? Sorry.
Charles Moore.
Charles Moore, the chief.
And what's your name?
My name's Sean.
Okay.
I was told that when I did a records request for the 911 audio of an incident that I was involved in at the post office here in Bel Air, I was told that I got sent a letter by the records clerk, and she told me that there was only a 911 audio.
Correct.
And there was no body camera footage.
Right.
So my question to you as the chief, which is perfect that you came out here, is what's the point of having body cameras if your officers aren't going to
There
turn
was
them
no
on?
need to turn it on at that point.
But what does that exactly mean, sir? Like if
It means that he was following our policy, and the policy says there really wasn't an interaction that required turning it on.
but he made contact with the
Yeah.
people who called the police.
We just didn't have it on.
Yeah, and then that's in line with your policy here,
Yeah.
or just turn it on whenever you want? Because I would think that the public would say, if
I guarantee that if the chief or Sean read the policy, it'll probably say like, yeah, turn on at any time you're investigating a crime, which they did. They got a call and they went out for service. So probably, I don't know, maybe, I'm pretty sure, but
you have body cameras and you're using taxpayer money to fund body cameras, you should have them on at any interaction with the
Maybe.
public.
It wasn't
Let's see.
an interaction that rose to the level of having to have it activated. So if you want to see our policy, it's online.
Yeah, there was a 911 call though, sir.
Yeah.
And police responded to a 911 call incident.
And I'm
What I
telling
just said?
Mr. Reyes, I'm just telling you what the policy was.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, I just think that the public should want the police officers here to keep their body cameras
He
on.
didn't even come in. Did he come in contact with you?
He didn't come in contact with me. No, he did not.
So
but he
was
came in
that-
contact
yeah,
with. But he came in contact with a witness to what happened. He came. It's not like he didn't come at all. On the camera, you can see the officer pull into the parking lot and go and speak with the people. So it's kind of with the postmaster. So it's kind of like, from the outside looking in, the public might say, what was said between him and the postmaster that we don't get to know about, that why wouldn't you turn on your body camera? Is there something that your police department is hiding?
No,
or
absolutely not.
Okay. I
All right.
mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me,
Yeah,
Chief.
I'm sorry, Mr. Reyes.
Yeah. So,
if you want to see our policy,
your policy's online, and
it's
and
online.
it does state that you can turn on your body camera whenever you feel like it.
No, it says that you turn it on when there's an interaction that looks like it rises to the level of needing a body camera. That's what I'm pretty sure it says. Now, you just caught me off guard. I'd have to double check it, but I invite you to go check the.
bing, 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 red flag. If you can't cite the fucking policy, how are you to follow the fucking policy, right? He just said right now, there was no need for him to turn on the body camera because because there was no contact with the person. I guess a witness and the postmaster, yes. But he said it didn't rise to the standard of the policy, right? And then he goes back and says, well, I don't really know what the policy is. So how the fuck did you make the statements in definitive statements without definitively knowing the policy, bro? You know what I mean? That's like saying, are my shoes in the other room? No, your shoes aren't in the other room. And you're like, okay. And then you're like, are my shoes, I'm trying to think. Are my shoes in the other room? And you're like, they're not in the other room. And then, I don't know, you say like, fucking, do you know where your shoes are at? And you're like, no, I don't know where they're at. Then how the hell do you know they're not in the other room? I mean, without going in there or whatever, right? I don't know, man. It's just dumb. You just can't. I'm not the fucking smartest. I don't know all the shit about this, but that's just, you can't say something and then not know. It's just, like I was watching a video the other day and the girl's like, something about fascism. And the girl's like, what's fascism? And then the girl holding up the sign about fascism is saying she didn't know what fascism is, but she's fighting against it, but she doesn't know what it is. Like, how do you fight for something you don't know what it is? Like, that don't make no sense. But anyways.
Policy out of mind.
Okay. I would suggest that, any interactions with the public, because then what's the point of having body cameras? You're not going to turn them on.
With
The
he didn't
public.
have interaction with you.
He had an interaction with the postmaster.
Yeah, but it didn't rise to that level. And also, and I know it really didn't. We're not looking at the post office's rules about videoing and photographing in there, but he might have been looking at that too.
Yeah.
in his decision to turn it on,
To turn on the body camera.
to activate the body camera. So,
Oh, that you couldn't film in the
but
post
we're also
office.
going by our policy, and there wasn't an interaction with a person that rose to the level of activating it. So I'm pretty sure he's okay. I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure he's good.
Okay, so you're just confirming to me that he did not turn on his body camera during this interaction.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
All
I
right.
mean, I don't
See you
think
later.
the public's gonna like that too much. It's kind of like, where's the transparency? Where's the accountability? What's the point of having body cameras at that point? You know what I mean?
There was no need to have it on at that point because he wasn't interacting with anybody that made it rise to the level of activating it.
And what is that level?
If
What
he
would
had-
make
if
it-
he
what-
had a contact?
What
if
would
he
make it
went-
rise?
if-
Just so I understand.
If he went there and he made contact with you, yeah, then he would have turned it on.
Mm-hmm. What
I
makes-
wanted him to turn it on.
What makes contact with me or contact with a witness or anybody else different? What differentiates the two?
So if it was something that looked like it was rising to a level of conflict, and from what I understand, he didn't even talk to you. He just basically.
All right, I'm gonna call bullshit because now I'm starting to think too. Right? Okay. Say they call for, hey, some guy just beat up another guy half to death, right? The cops aren't gonna be like, wow, I got a phone call that somebody got beat up. You know, I'm gonna wait until I'm on scene, and then I talk to the witness, and then I talk to the people around, and then I'll turn on my body camera if there's gonna be, you know, I believe someone is actually hurt. That's dumb because don't cops always turn it on like on route to the scene or something, or at least when they get out of their car? Like I said, I don't know. I don't do a lot of fucking research on this, but I don't think the chief is like wrong or like in fault or bad or anything like that. From what I've seen, you know what I mean? I think Sean Paul Reyes does exactly what the cops do. They kind of fish. They try to like, you know, play word games and ask them stuff so they can what's called like dig a hole, dig themselves in a hole. You know what I mean? I think he's doing the same thing right now, and the chief is doing the same thing that a crooked person does, right? Tries to seem innocent while talking, and you don't know if they're innocent or if they're guilty. So they're just playing word games back and forth. Sometimes I get bored of that, unless it leads to something, you know, bad. But yeah, just games back and forth.
I think he may have spoke briefly to the postmaster, and that was it.
And he didn't turn on
There
his body
wasn't.
camera.
Yeah, he didn't turn it on.
Okay. Accidents? Do you turn on your body camera for accidents?
For accidents.
Yeah.
I'll look up the. I'll look. You said the body camera policy is online.
It's online.
And the website is
Look up Bel Air Police.
Bel Air Police. It's on the Bel Air Police. I didn't know if it was on like the town website or.
Yeah, it should be connected to that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So I'll look it up and we'll see if he if he didn't follow the policy, would you take action on that?
Of course.
Okay, great. Because I'm sure a lot of people are not going to be they're going to be very upset that he didn't.
See, this is where it makes me believe that like he kind of is not telling the truth, because the guy's like, if he wasn't following the policy, would you like reprimand him? And the guy's like, yeah. But I mean, if I knew that the officer was following the policy because I knew the policy, I would be like, yeah, I would. But he followed the policy. That's what I would say. But
Didn't turn his body camera because it's transparency, Chief.
Absolutely, and we're very transparent.
Obviously not if you're not turning on body.
obviously not.
Have a good one, Mr. Ray.
You
I
too.
like that.
Take
That's
care.
funny.
All right, guys. So I did take Chief Moore's advice.
Okay, before he reads the policy, which I'm so curious to hear, it's funny how the chief was like, damn, I'm kind of getting back in the corner. I'm leaving right now. Later, bro. Have a good day. And I guess it's good that he has that choice, that he can do that, right?
And right in front of me, for all
Let's
of you
see.
to see, is the policies and procedures for body-worn cameras for the Bel Air Police
Body-worn
Department.
camera system is a point of view.
And if we scroll down
Okay.
just a little bit, we get to 22-107, required body-worn camera activation. Number 1, members wearing a body-worn camera will activate the device as soon as possible unless it is unsafe, impractical, or impossible. The device will be activated in the following circumstances, whether or not they are engaged in a call for service. So what that tells me is
a call for service, it's required to activate your body camera unless it is unsafe, impractical, or impossible.
Impossible.
Which
Who's
it was
impossible?
neither of those things. So
Let's read this. I don't know if he's going to read it, but he says, will be activated in the following circumstances, whether or not they are engaged in a call for service. Enforcement or investigative activities. So one, that, okay. B, other activities of a potentially confrontational nature. Enforcement or investigation activity. Of course, which he's doing something. Other activities of a potentially confrontational nature, emergency vehicle operations, and custodial transport. Pretty much all the time, if you're ever dealing with somebody or whatever.
obviously, the police chief is either condoning his officers breaking departmental policy, or he doesn't even understand or know his own policy. Or maybe he just doesn't care. I don't know. But what I will say is, as I was investigating this, I did come across an article right here from the Baltimore Sun.
Whoa.
Suspended Bel Air police chief allegedly attempted to choke his teenage son, protective order states. This can't be the same police chief, can it?
Holy
No way.
fuck.
This is from January 30th, 2020. We're in 2022. He doesn't still have his job. Oh, wait. There he goes right there. Bel Air Police Chief Charles A. Moore Jr. was served with a temporary protective order filed by his estranged wife Tuesday. The order outlines several instances where Moore is accused of laying hands on and belittling her and their teenage son dating back to 2019. The matter began on December 13th when Moore's wife called him to discuss their child who had been caught with a vape pen, according to court documents. In her petition for the protective order, his wife wrote that she told him she would handle it and that Moore did not need to intervene. Moore and his wife separated in 2016 and don't live at the same address. Later, Moore and his adult son arrived at his wife's residence. Moore allegedly grabbed the teenager and attempted to choke him, cutting or scraping his head in the act.
Fuck.
Moore's adult son broke up the fight, and As Moore was leaving, his wife allegedly grabbed at a bag he was carrying when he pulled back against her and she fell to the floor, injuring her finger, documents state. This police chief 2 years ago should have been
Damn.
charged, in my opinion. I mean, but because an order of protection, everyone, was granted, apparently, according to this article. So, because of what he did, allegedly choking his son and, being abusive and belittling to his wife, ex-wife. But can you imagine a profession other than law enforcement where you can deliberately break the law and still keep your job? That's like if a surgeon was drunk doing a surgery and then 2 years later they're performing more surgeries. This man got in trouble with the law. He was served an order of protection.
That is pretty crazy. Like, a cop off duty, I'm guessing, right? Because he was picking up his son or whatever, choked his son and then, like, moved him around however viciously to get scrapes on his head and stuff like that. And then, pulled a purse or bag or something like that and made his wife hurt her finger. That is fucking assault. Like, if anybody would have done that, that's kind of the fucked up thing, is that, like, how cops, how they say nobody's above the law. Cops are not above the law. But when they break the law, they're like, you know what? They're not going to get in trouble. That's kind of being above the law. And I get, what do they call immunity, right? Immunity. I get that if they're in the duty of doing their thing and there's an accident, and how the law says that they believe that they were doing the right thing. I believe that is pretty good, because if they actually believe they're doing the right thing, cool. It's hard to prove that they knew they were doing the right thing. But when you have something where they did something and they know it's wrong, they should be treated just like every other member of society, like, hands down. It's kind of fucked up, but I don't know. Like, you know, just what's the same with people. If they do something kind of bad, right? Like, I don't know, like get in a fight, right? And it was just a mutual combat. Cool. Don't do that again, bro. Here's a little bit of punishment. Like, don't do that. You know, if they kind of beat somebody up until they're hurt, right? Like bodily injury and stuff. That should not get a warning. Like, because they are doing something viciously and they know they're doing it wrong. But, you know, I don't know, man. They just shouldn't be fucking held. They should be held to a higher standard, and they're fucking being held to a way lower standard. Stupid.
And 2 years later, he is still the police chief.
Oh, yeah. And obviously, too, if you do something like that, I get, just like every other citizen, you know, you can get like a warning or probation, something like that, okay? But if you're somebody with a high status, like authority, and you do some shit like that, especially how fucking small it is, you should lose that authority. Just lost.
There goes to show you that police officers, especially high-ranking ones, consider themselves above the law. It's very sad. Let's get back to the audit.
Hi, can I get a $10 money order, please?
She's like, no, don't record me.
Not with $100.
Why can't I get it with a $100 bill?
I might have enough change.
I might not have enough change. Federal building, but I might not have enough change. That's hilarious. She was just looking for any reason to say no.
I just need to put this in a collection box. I'm trying to return it. Oh, you want a receipt? Yeah, please. 145.
I always thought, what if I wore a body camera, like the little ones I have, the 360, but wasn't recording, or was recording, but it has no lights or indicator that it is recording. It has no screen, and just told them I wasn't recording, or just didn't answer them. Right? Are you recording? Can I get a sticker? But are you recording? Can I get a sticker?
You know I don't give you permission to record me, right?
You know I don't give you permission to record me, right? You know you're a fucking public fucking worker. You know that, right? Public? Do you know what the fuck public means? The fucking definition of public? I'm sorry. Okay, what was I gonna say? Okay, so when First Amendment auditors are going out there and they're doing these things, yes, they're acting like little kids, right? And they shouldn't act like little kids. You know, it would be proper to be like, hey, can you not record me? And they're like, oh, you don't want to be recorded? For sure, I won't record you, or whatever, if you ask nicely. You know what I mean? But the public officials, they act like little kids. So then, you know, everybody who has something done against them does the same thing back, right? So if the public official is acting like a little kid, you're going to act like a little kid back. Like, who's not going to do that? You know what I mean? It's kind of like being a kid with your parents or whatever. You know, sometimes you got to be a little smart ass, right? So it would be cool if society was perfect, but, you know, everybody has flaws and we're all humans, right? But they also should be held to a higher standard. And also, too, as a citizen, you should be held to a higher standard. We're in a fucking America. We're all should be held to a higher standard. Me included, okay? Don't think I'm out of here and I don't have late nights where I think I'm doing bad, all right? So
I don't need it.
I don't need it.
You do.
In public, man.
Damn, she is pissed. She's gonna go home and break something.
For me, right?
I don't need it.
What the hell's going on
I'm
here?
trying to return it. Let me see what cash I got.
What the hell? Did it just record?
I'm trying to return it. Oh, you want a receipt?
Here in public, man.
Oh, okay.
You're recording me with the security cameras, right? I didn't give you guys
That's
permission to record me.
different. That's for our
That's for your
security. People are so stupid. Like, she was not winning, but she was like, she was in an opinion, which is hard to argue with the opinion, right? You're saying, hey, I don't want to be recorded. That's valid. That's your opinion. I can't tell you that I can tell you maybe why it's not the smartest thing or help you feel like you would be okay with being recorded, but it's opinion. It's a objective subject. I don't know, but it's not false. Okay, but when he said you're recording me, and she's like, well, that's different. That's our security. Now you're a fucking dumbass because you're saying things that are objective. They're not opinion, right? You know, just like if somebody says, hey, the shirt's not blue, or the shirt's not blue. Yeah, you're like, that's fucking stupid. It is blue. But if you're like, hey, I don't like the color blue. Okay, I can't tell you anything. That's your opinion. So, fuck.
That's a big difference.
So your security is more important
Big
than
difference.
my security and my
Ooh,
life?
let's hear this.
Is that what you're saying?
She's gonna say yeah. She'll be like, yeah, my security way more important than your security. You know, I feel like her right now. I feel like that all the time. I'm done arguing. I just don't care to argue anymore. I feel like that all the fucking time. But then sometimes I feel like arguing a lot. You know what I mean? And don't mess with me when I argue a lot. I'll fucking keep going. But that's messed up.
Thank you.
Did she just have enough change to break the 100? Because she literally said, I can't with that 100. So she just said, absolutely not, I can't. And then later she said a lie, which the way she said it, I guess it wasn't a lie, but it was, if you kind of knew that it was wrong, then it was a lie. She was like, I don't think I'll have change for that. She probably has like fucking hella change for it just because that's like a policy of theirs. And then she's saying she doesn't. Like, I don't know. What people do when they get mad and offended and shit like that, start lying, getting all crazy. It's nuts. Humans shouldn't be like that. Feelings are important though, for sure. I'm not disagreeing with that.
The postmaster's available to speak with me.
He's not.
Can you see if
What'd
the
you say?
postmaster's available to speak with me, Lauren? Thank you.
I can't hear you.
Hi, you Tom, right? Yeah. Postmaster Tom, I saw. Good job.
Dang, got it posted.
Maybe you can get one out there too.
Yeah.
Just so that way everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Did you speak to the inspectors?
Yeah.
Everything's okay, right?
Well, they said just, if you're not bothering anybody, not impeding anything.
Yeah. No, exactly. I wasn't, right?
Well,
I wasn't,
so
right?
what they said was, as long as you're not.
See, Sean Paul Reyes is doing exactly as the cops was, right? The guy's like, hey, was everything good at the post office? And the guy's like, yeah. There you go. He would have walked away like a champ, right? Like the postal master would have been like, cool, that's all I said, yeah. But then Sean Paul Reyes had to say, I wasn't impeding anything, right? And the guy couldn't swallow his pride and just say, nah, you weren't. You were good, man. He's like, well, like when I was walking in right here, right? And then when you argue enough, the truth comes out. So Sean Paul Reyes is not going to be okay with the guy saying, yeah, right here, kind of a little bit. And then, cool, now I feel good. Sean Paul Reyes is going to dig into it. And then the guy's going to keep saying, and then his story's going to start falling apart. And then he's going to look stupid. So quit while you're ahead, right?
Up here.
Let's see how it goes.
If you're taking pictures of like that wall out there, that's
Because
fine.
their concern, their concern is.
Did the guy just say, "Oh, if you're recording videos over there, it's totally fine, but if you're recording right here where I'm at, you can't." While the guy Sean Paul Reyes is fucking recording exactly where he is, so he's telling him he can't do that, but he's doing it and he's letting it happen. Do you see how contra-fucking-dicting this is? Like how it just screams ego all the way. And when you have ego, you have a lot of contradictions, false stuff, dumb stuff. And bad things happen too.
Is the credit card transactions?
Yep.
But you know what I just noticed?
Yep.
Your credit card transactions aren't even working right now.
All right. You're right. And I thought about that when I went away.
So you can record anywhere you want. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I see this stuff on TikTok, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see it on.
Oh snap! Now he's revealing it. He's like, with all honesty, I see it all the time. So basically, he's saying like, this is how I would be. To be honest, bro, I'd be like, I like to just swallow my pride, bro. Like, I like to get to a point where you're like, you know what, bro? You were right, dog. You came. I was pissed off. I didn't want to be recorded. I didn't know the fucking rules perfectly. But now I do know the rules. I'm more calm. And yeah, that annoys the shit out of me, man. But you could do it. You're fucking good job for doing it, man. Like, sometimes I have ego death. Like, a little bit of ego comes out, but I instantly put it back down. I go, you know what, dude? You're totally right, bro. And I am a dumbass. Sorry, bro. And when you admit shit, nobody can hurt you, bro, because you just admitted everything. At least you feel, I think the biggest thing is it feels better in myself. Like sometimes when I have an ego and I say something and I'm kind of like, I created trouble here, I kind of won, but I feel bad. I'm like, dude, you were just low, so you like put somebody else down or made him feel dumb, and yeah, you won, but would you really win, bro? Just to be right? Like, and I instantly go to, you know what, dog, I'm sorry, bro, you know what, I was doing that, and I'm sorry, you were right, man, I didn't mean to hurt you or anything. So just have an ego death, bro.
To
Sure.
guys, maybe like yourself, I don't know because I don't know you.
Okay.
Go into police stations and say and videotaping.
Let's see what his opinion was.
It turns into this big.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
But
Is that what you're doing?
Between me and some of the other people.
All right, look, we get the trick, right? He was trying to be like, honesty. It's called selective honesty. He's trying to be a little honest. Like, I'll give you a little bit, I've seen that, to try to get out of you something that can incriminate yourself. Come on, bro. We already know that trick and we're not falling for it.
Is that I'm trying to be more, educational type of deal, more respectful. I never disrespect you in any way. I don't want to disrespect any of these women up here. Right. It's more for educational on our.
I would say Sean Paul Reyes is pretty respectful. Just because you're a little, not assertive, but combative, like kind of like, talking your case. He's not yelling, but he's not just like sitting back. He's like, well, let's talk about it. Well, what about this? Oh, you said this. Let me ask this question, and then you prove to yourself that it's wrong. Like, he's not being rude. He's just, bro, I always think about it. People are like, hey, he's being rude. Well, dude, if you weren't bothered by the recording and you knew he could record it and you just left him alone and you were like, hey, what's up, man? Nice recording. How could he bother you? He could not bother you because he is being respectful and nice. Like, nice isn't being, how's your day? Do you want me to step over this puddle? No, sometimes nice is being like, hey, dude, you're fucking up today, man. You're being a dumbass. Like, and the guy's like, wow, you were really mean to me. No, you weren't mean. You were fucking real and kind. Like, people are so fragile sometimes. They just think if it feels a little uncomfortable, it's so rude. It's not fucking rude. I wish somebody would come and just say, hey, dude, you fucking suck at this. Like, dude, swear to God, look, my truck has been dirty, right? And I was having like an ego death, right? And I left it dirty and shit. It's always fucking dirty. And one day I was just like, damn, this is fucking filthy, bro. And I told my coworkers, right? Because, I talked to them in confidence, or however you say that. And I'm like, you know what, bro? I was thinking about how my truck was dirty, and I always say these excuses that are like, oh, you work a lot, oh, you do other things, bro, or whatever, right? And I go, what if that's not all true, what you say to yourself, Roger, and you are just a fucking dirty person? You know what I mean? And you know what they said, bro? They said, yeah. So basically, like, they were waiting to be like, yeah, your truck's fucking dirty. So it was embarrassing, bro, but I couldn't get better unless I went through that fucking embarrassing. And I wish somebody would have told me sooner, bro. And there's so many things about my life that I wish people would tell me right now. I wish people would come at me, they're 50, 60 years old, and say, hey, don't fucking do that. That's stupid. That's kind of like, I wish I had a dad that would fucking tell me something. Because honestly, bro, I grew up, nobody told me shit. Everybody, I lived with my like sister and whatever, and they always just said, just do whatever you want, bro. Just do it. And I get that, man. They were trying to show me love. They're trying to like, go ahead, have cake, do whatever you want. But it wasn't good. By the time I grew up, I'm just like, I'm fucking lazy. I have bad habits. It's fucked up if you just are lenient to people. I wish I would have had a dad say, don't fucking get tattoos. That's stupid. Don't fucking ever do that. And I would have been like, okay, I'm not going to get tattoos. I wouldn't have dumbass tattoos on me. I wish somebody would have been like, hey, you need to fucking work out, bro. And then they were educated and they told me, hey, yeah, do these and that. And I would have been like, wow, thank you for all this information. As I'm growing up, I could use this. I mean, I wish anything. I bought my first car. I didn't even know it needed to be registered, bro. I was driving it around dirty. Like, I had no fucking idea. So, yeah, I wish somebody would have just fucking told me things, you know? And they didn't have to be mean about it. Like, right now, I'm not mean about it when I tell people that are younger than me, you know, kids, nieces, nephews. I'm just like, hey, man, you know, that I just see this and that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the information. Take it. I'm not fucking shoving it down your throat. Just take it. And if, you know, if you disagree with it, cool, disagree with it, bro. I just want to put it out there so when you come up to the situation, this decision, you say, wow, I heard this and I heard this. You know what I mean? And you get to decide what influences you. You know what I mean? Like, and then that starts programming your brain on how to make decisions, right? Because you always say, well, my environment is saying this, but a wiser person once told me this. And you go, wow, the wiser person was right. That's really cool. Okay. Then you come up to another situation and you go, my environment's saying this. And the wiser person is saying this. And wow, the wiser person was right again. Damn, that's crazy. So then when you go up to another situation and you see your environment and there's no wise person there to talk, you go, see, a person who didn't have the wise person would say, wow, my environment's saying this, and they would just do that. But since they have this backlog of information, right, they would say, hey, where's the person that's wise that's going to tell me something? They would say, hey, I'm missing something. So then they would go and look for it. So yeah, anyways, that's my rant. Let's get back to the fucking video.
Our rights and, you know, the rules and everything else. That's all.
I guess my question is...
Sorry, one more thing. Cussing. Nobody told me not to cuss. That's horrible. For so many years, I didn't cuss, okay? Cussing still isn't that good. But I use it sometimes, which I should use it a lot less. I should hold myself to a higher standard. So, all right, let's get to it.
Next time you want to do that,
Yeah.
why don't we go all in and just call me first?
Yeah. Just call me
I can walk
first.
you through, I can...
Yeah.
This guy thinks he's so smart, but no.
Well, they called you right away, and we had that disagreement in the beginning.
Yeah, because
about the rules.
About this rule right here.
About this rule right there. Exactly.
Did you zoom in on that rule?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he knows that rule.
People who watch
Trust
my videos are
him.
very well aware. No, but again, photographs for news. Other photographs. That's why it says other photographs, and that's why I've spoken to many postal inspectors.
I speak in multiple languages.
They tell me as long as you're not, up in somebody's grabbing their credit card, which would only make sense, and I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And when I first walked in, you didn't see me. I'm taking pictures of, all around here, the cards and everything like that. So. I'm not here to, but when somebody comes up to me and they say, hey, it's against federal law to record in a post office, that's when I begin the education, like, hey, listen,
Ego
no,
death.
it's not. Because not only...
He's more receptive to listening right now.
People have reached out to me via email and say, hey, I'm taking a picture of my package and the post office clerks, they yell at me and I'm just taking a picture of my package and they say, you can't take photos in here. So... I just try and educate so that way, look, now if somebody comes like this, it comes here and films, it's going to be a different story, right?
So what is the rule or your take on the rule of videoing people that don't agree to be videoed?
Well, if you don't agree...
Ooh, that's a good one. He said, what's your rule on videoing people that don't want to be videoed? And bro, there's a perfect quote that a lot of these guys say that is so good. I forgot who says it, but I think Shonda actually said it. Your feelings, my rights don't end where your feelings begin. Love it. And freedom is uncomfortable.
You shouldn't be in public.
You shouldn't be in public. Yeah, that's true.
That's just the, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But like I was explaining to your clerk, Lauren, she's like, I don't give you permission to videotape.
There was another one too, right? The guy says, what do you feel about recording people who don't want to be recorded, right? Because, being recorded makes them uncomfortable, so that person should stop, right? Is what he's saying. But then you tell the other guy, hey, man, your shirt makes me uncomfortable. Can you take it off? Like, because I don't want to see it. Are you going to should that person take his shirt off? No, right? So, fucking dumb.
And I understand where she's coming from, but when we walk into any type of... Well, as soon as we step out foot of our house, we can be videotaped. And, I don't consent to you guys videotaping me, or if you're in a city hall or wherever it is, a parking lot.
Ooh, that's a good one. He doesn't consent to the post office recording him. But since he chose to go to the post office, they have the right to record him. The same way that the people, right? The people are like, I don't give you consent to record me. But as soon as you step out in public, they have the right to record you.
You know, you're always being recorded. And if it's a government camera, that camera can be what's called...
Also, too, I looked up... I'm not a lawyer at all, okay? Not even close. But I looked up a video on how lawyers think or how they come across stuff or whatever it's called, right? But they write down math. They use kind of like math, right? They say, this, you know, this thing equals this thing. And it's like, okay. And they say, this thing equals this thing. This thing equals this thing. And they break it down where they're like, this has to be true because this is true and it equals that or something like that, right? Like an equation. But these people don't think like that, bro. They're just like, nah, I don't care. It's just bias, man. It's just...
FOIA requested.
I'm sorry. So I don't even know why I'm explaining that.
Do whatever they want with it. So that's just the main point is that, you know, I don't try and make it a point to stick my cameras in people's faces. Unless you're talking to me. You know, it's funny, Tom, because people will come up to me. I'll be recording like the back wall over there and people will come up to me and they'll say, hey, are you recording? And then I'll turn around and speak to them and say, yeah, I'm recording. I'm an independent journalist. I don't want to be on your camera. So why are you talking to me?
Why are you talking to me?
Yourself in the recording then. You know what I mean? So I don't just try and harass anybody. That's not my intention here. There's a lot of people that do what I do, and I'm sure you've seen the videos where they, you know,
I see them all the time.
People and you know, to try and get a reaction. And no.
Whoa. So this guy just said that he sees them all the time. So does he actually know that it's legal to record in a post office and he's just fucking lying? If that's true, right? Like, say that word came out, which it wouldn't come out unless he said it. That would be a fucking felony when he called the cops.
I'm more about education, and I treat people how they treat me. You never really, you know, you didn't disrespect me, you know, too badly.
I was gonna say, he didn't disrespect you. All he did was call the cops on you. That's kind of disrespectful.
You know, you did tell me to leave. You did tell me, you know, but
you did call the cops on you.
I try and give what I get, and that's basically it. You know what I mean?
Where can I follow you at?
Where can I follow you? I'm not telling you that.
Yo, so sure. My page is called Long Island Audit.
Oh wow, I gave it to him.
Long Island Audit, and you'll see, you know, I've had interactions with postal inspectors, different postmasters. Yeah. You know, most of them a lot worse than this one. So you did a lot better. I've had one where. I was just thinking when I told you, remember this, the first one, this was the rules and regulations wasn't posted. Yeah. There was one other one, and he was a complete and utter jerk. But, you know, I'm glad that we got, you know, like I said, it's a dialogue.
Here?
It's a dialogue. No, I travel around.
So you're just all over the place?
Yeah, I travel around the United States, different post offices. I've
Long Island Audit.
Inspectors, postmasters. You know, I just try and bring awareness. That's all. That, you know, it is permissible to record in public, and you know, you don't have any rights when it comes to being filmed. But again, that doesn't mean that I'm going to stick my camera right in her face or try and do things that are going to draw attention to me. But again, I'm also not going to back down from doing what I'm legally allowed to do in a peaceful manner. You know, I'm not causing disruptions or anything like that. That's just my whole point. And you know, if I get educated every single day, I try and learn. And if you know, exactly, and if
that's what we're here for.
All the postal clerks now they can, you know, understand that, hey, listen, if somebody's in here peacefully filming, just don't engage with them, and you know, they'll leave. Because at the end of the day, if nobody said anything to me and said, hey, sir, have a nice day, I would have got I needed a money order anyway. I would have got my money order and I would have left. And I would have been like, wow, that was a positive experience. Again, I think this is one of my best positive experiences because, you know, we have a dialogue. And that's all we can ask for. And look, immediately you posted the post, something that you thought was already up there and you didn't know. What if somebody came here? You know, they do. I'm familiar that they do like inspections and where they're checking your name tag. I'm familiar with all the regulations of the post office. And if somebody would have came in here that worked for the federal government and this wasn't posted, you know, that could have been an issue for you. You're right. Right? So,
you're right. There you go. See?
And now we peacefully, and when people see this video, they're going to say, oh, Postmaster Tom, he might have not agreed at first, but he had a good dialogue at the end, and you know, everything worked out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
No problem, man.
Have a good day. Thank you. All right, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, fellow Patriots. So the update on
Boom, another one in the books. All right, you guys, cool. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm just gonna let 20 seconds roll by because